Okay, let's be honest. I'm an avid book reader, and although binging and buying all the books in a series is one of my absolute favourite things to do, with new books constantly being released and added to my TBR, I'm starting to have a little bit of a problem, and this is me trying to rectify the problem before said problem becomes a little bit insane. In today's video, I'm actually starting off with being in the middle of 28 series, unfinished series, and I guess please wish me luck. Hi guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. We are starting something completely new, and I feel like I did that recently with my shelve it or scrap it vlog, but I am in the middle of a lot of series. As you can tell from the intro, this video is about getting through all the series that I'm currently in, and it's not a very large number, but saying that, there is 28 series that I'm in the middle of, and I'm not finishing them, I'm not picking them up, and that needs to stop, because it's not like I'm near the end of each series. For a lot of them, I've got all the books and I haven't even started a series, or I have read the first one or two and there's like 9 in a series, and then I just haven't read anymore. Like the Zodiac Academy, I have read the first one, I enjoyed it, didn't love it, but I was like, oh, I'll continue reading it, and I just haven't read it since. I believe I read the first one in 2023 and it's now 2025. I feel like that needs sorting out, that needs rectifying, because that is an issue I want to resolve this year. So that is where this video comes into play. I do have a spinner wheel, right, and it's going to be difficult to show you just because it's really bright outside, but I have a spinner wheel and I have already put a few of the series I'm currently in the middle of. So I have Book of Tea, I have Shatter Me, Twin Crowns, Zodiac Academy, Bonzat, Broken Heart, Twilight, Never After, Destiny, Fairy Tale of an Autopsy, Akatar, Throne of Glass, and have I already said Book of Tea? I think so. So they're the ones that I've just written down. There's more, but I just thought I'd just randomly choose a couple and then we can start. A lot of these books I actually do have the next book, so they'll be on Kindle Unlimited, or I actually have the physical copies. Throne of Glass, I do have the second one, but I really want to read the 0.5 book. Annoyingly, you're supposed to read the 0.5 book, then the 1, the 2 and 3. I've read number 1 and then I was a bit confused with the story plot, so then people have said to read 0.1 before you continue, and I have the 2, I just don't have the 0.1, so I'm kind of hoping I don't get that one because I physically actually don't have the book to read and I want to annotate that. So that's the only issue I have here, but we're just gonna go and just gonna start, just gonna do it, just gonna stop holding off on this series and just start. That's the plan. In this video, I'm just going to probably read 3 books off of the spinner wheel and then see how it goes, but not every video is going to be like this. I'm not going to use the wheel every single time. I think maybe in a couple of them I might just finish off a series, you know, the ones where I've just got 1 book left, and then just finish it off and then tick up my list because I've got 1 book left, so like what is the point? And then others I might just binge a whole series with you guys and then just catch up and go like that. So I don't know how it's going to go. Some of them might be a week, some of them might be longer. We shall see how much I enjoy this, but I've been putting it off for a while, but 2025 is the year I don't do that, so it's going to be fun, it's going to be juicy, I'm going to love it. Chef's kiss. I feel like this is the best angle I can get for you guys, so we're just going to continue with it, but yeah, I'm kind of scared, but let's just do it. Hey, okay, so Fairy Tale of an Autopsy. I have that on my Kindle. Don't actually think I have this on my Kindle, which means I have to download it. So let's have a gander. So it's actually called Autopsy of a Fairy Tale, not a Fairy Tale of an Autopsy. My god, Maya. Okay. So it's called Criminology of a Character. I'm not sure if this is the last book It recently came out in September 2024, so it's like a new-ish release, and I just haven't read it yet. I have loved every single one of these. I rated the first one a 5-star, and the second one a 5-star. And the fourth one I still really enjoyed, but it was a 4-star for me. So this is quite high up, so I'm actually quite excited for this. There's no mentions of a 5th book coming out, so I don't know if this is like the end of this series. So if I can get this ticked off, that's kind of like perfect. It's 350 pages. And I can't really go into the gist of it, obviously, because I'm not into the series, so I feel like when I explain these, I'm going to have to explain the first book. But should we just read what the first book says? So it says, Beauty and the Beast meets Criminal Minds in this murder, mystery, romantic suspense. And I just find that quite interesting. So I rated it, obviously I just said 5-star, but my review was gobsmacked. This gave me Hannibal / Haunting Adeline, and I'm here for it. If that doesn't give you enough reason to read it, then something is seriously wrong. Give it a try. Give it a try. So this one is Beauty and the Beast. Then the second one, I think that one, like, is it Goldil? Hello, which one is this? Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Yes, that one was insanely creepy. I really, really enjoyed that one. And then Kidnapping of a Myth is Peter Pan and Wendy and stuff. So that one was really good as well. All of them are completely different, but you are focusing on the main 2 people. So the main girl and then the main guy, and they obviously have romance together. So why don't we just get on with this and then just see how that goes. Okay, so I wasn't going to talk to you this early in, but me and my mum have this thing where we talk about brownie points. So if like one of our partner does something really well, or a friend does something really well, we say, oh, they're getting some brownie points. Or if they've done something like a bit, they're like, ah, well, they've deducted brownie points. And you don't see that often because it's just a thing that we do together. But in here, it says, I deserve some brownie points for taking a bullet for you, don't I? And it just made me really like internally chuckle, because brownie points is a thing that I do in my family, and it was really nice reading about it. So I see what you did there. I see you. And people ask why our standards are so high. Hi guys, it's a lot later in the day. It's actually 5 to 5, and I'm getting a bit of a brain fog going on. I've read most of the book. I am 75% through, but I just wanted to update you guys before I go and have my tea and go to bed and probably not pop on for the rest of the night. So I just want to like join on and just say how happy I am to be back in this world, to be back with the main character, because oh my god, he has my heart. The way he speaks to our main girl, honestly, it's just I mean, you'll see I'll have multiple snippets of things he says to it, and you've seen a couple already, and I'm probably still going to put some here before this book finishes, but like, stunning, that's what he is stunning. So our main girl, Isabel, but she's called in this book Belle, she is a detective, and she moves from a really big city, like say New York or something. Honestly, I can't remember where she moved from, that was in book 1, and she moved to this small little like village, little town, and in this town she moved here because there's like no murders. She wanted a nice quiet life, she's been through a lot in her previous place, and she just wants to like settle down and just take the steady road with her dog. And a lot happens, stuff happens to her, just a lot happened. So I said earlier, it's kind of like Criminal Minds, and I'm not even kidding. I am actually in the middle of watching Criminal Minds, and what am I on? I've watched a lot. Okay, I'm on season 9 episode 7. Wow, I didn't realise I've read that much. And yeah, so if you've seen an episode of them, you know that they talk things through. They talk about what they like come across, their thought process, how they get to something, and how they link things together. Obviously in real life people don't do that because they just link it in their head, but they're doing that for the show. And this book, I'm not even kidding, oh my god, this book, it does that. So if you haven't made the connection before the characters have in this book, Belle does it for you, and she says it out loud, so you kind of go ahead with her. Like when she gets something and understands it, she'll explain it, so then you get it at the same time. And it is kind of like a murder mystery, and it's gruesome as hell. It is so gruesome. I think it's not the worst because I loved it, but the most gruesome one was the first one. And I'm just going to read the synopsis really quickly because I don't want to ruin anything if it's not in the synopsis, you know what I mean? Okay. Okay, no, I'm not. So it says, but the quaint town's peace is disturbed when a local furniture designer is murdered, his body posed to look like a human chandelier. So, I said earlier that this book reminds me of Hannibal Lecter, and if you haven't watched that, maybe do. It's insanely gruesome. Oh my god, I kind of got scared to sleep at night with the door open. I constantly like was opening my eye to be like, is anybody there? Is anybody gonna attack me? Am I gonna die tonight? Because it got me really bad. But Hannibal Lecter is about a serial killer who murders people, eats them, like cooks part of their flesh or something into a meal and pretends it's like animal meat, and serves it to his guests and kind of disturb and stuff like that. But when he murdered someone, he doesn't just like kill them, shoots them, and then cuts a bit of the meat off and then leaves. No, he's an artist. So, for example, take someone's tongue out, right? But then he will display that person to be like a masterpiece, ripped apart and everything. It's honestly so gruesome to see. I loved it. Disturbed, scarred, but loved it. And this book is exactly like that. But because it's got the fairy tale aspect to it, my younger self is enjoying it. So my mature, older dark side is like in the horror, the gruesomeness, the planning of the murder mystery, and it's just Criminal Minds effects. But then the young side of me is like Beauty and the Beast, Goldilocks and the Three Bears, and Wendy. And this one that I'm reading is loosely inspired by Bluebeard and the Little Matchstick Girl. I do not know what they are, so I do not know if they're like old nursery rhymes. Unsure, but this is the first one that I've not a clue about, so I might look into that and just be like, what is this about? But yeah, I am really enjoying it. The main guy I'm not going to speak much about, but he is the best. Oh my god. So I actually don't know how to pronounce his name. So it's E-A-M-O-N. And in my mind, I am pronouncing it as Eamon. Kind of like semen without the S. No. I mean, I left my mouth and then I realised how awful that sounds, but in my head It sounded fine, so I'm just gonna ignore the fact that he's called that. But in this book he's called Mr. Stone, and Mr. Stone sounds like a really like sexy guy, doesn't it? And he's dangerous. He's insanely dangerous. But we like dangerous guys, don't we? We like a little bit of spice. And he's exactly that. He is a lot of spice. So that's where I currently am. I do plan to finish this book for tonight, but I'm probably not going to pop on and speak to you guys. We shall see. I might do, because I'm enjoying this hype. I read this book for a day, and I'm finishing this book in a day. This is just what this series does. All of these books I have not read over multiple days. It's been like a one dayer, and then it's done and dusted and finished, and then I've read a book, and it's just... The only issue with these books, this series, is I'm obsessed with the story plot, right? The murder mystery and all that is beautiful, but I'm not there for the characters. Like, I'm not obsessed with the characters. Like, for example, Magnolia Parks, I am there for the plot, unfortunately, but it's scary, whatever, but I am there for Magnolia and BJ. I am there for them. I am there for them. I'm there. Belle and Eamon, it's cute. I love their relationship. They are like sassy as fuck to each other and cheeky, and it's kind of cute, and I'm there for it. But their relationship, not that much. I will always recommend these story plots because it is just, I mean, what else can I say to you guys? It's just the best. But the romance, I'm just, But it doesn't ruin the story plot. It does not ruin it at all. Give it a try, give it a try. People don't want to read these books at this time of the year because of obviously how horrific they are. But I definitely recommend reading these over the spooky season. 100%. 100%. You'll be there at the end of your seat with goose pimples thinking you need a wee, but you will not move until you finish the book. Speak from experience. But that's my update. I feel like I've just rambled on and talking about how much I love this book, how much I love the series, but just give it a try. If you want to take anything away from this video, I know this is the first book I'm talking about and it's the first book I've read, but just go ahead and read this. It's on Kindle Unlimited, so it's technically free, you know. But on that note, I'm gonna go because I'm like, I really need a wee and I want to read the rest of the books. Bye guys. It's so sad. I'm reading it, I'm loving it, but it's just, it's so sad. Not sad enough to bring a tear to my eye, not that sad, but it's so sad. I don't know what else to say. Oh. Yeah. Guys, hi. I said earlier I'm probably not going to pop on until tomorrow. I lied. I have finished Criminology of a Character, and yes, I read a book in one day. Sometimes it'll be like that, sometimes it'll be like that. And I wanted to just pop on and talk about it a little bit. I will do more of a debrief at the end of the video, but I feel like because of where we are, what the purpose of this video is, I just want to like get to it and like hurry up and like make haste type of situation. I thought this was the end. No, there's no there's going to be no book, and I am so excited because of how this book left off. I need to know what's going on. So the third book, obviously each book has to end in like a little bit of a cliffhanger for you to want to read the next book. But the one before this, the cliffhanger wasn't really cliffhangering. Like, it was like, yeah, okay, I just knew there's another book coming out. But this one, so I read the last sentence and I was like, oh my god, like, no, what is happening? And then below it is a note from the author, and it says, this book, it says, I'll just read what it says. It says, thank you for reading Criminology of a Character. Belle, Eamon and Cerberus will return for another fairy tale inspire crime and evidence of a folk tale. If you enjoyed this book, feel free to blah 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 blah. But the point of this, I'm struggling to speak, obviously, is there's another book coming out, so there's that. I loved this book, I did. The horror side of it wasn't really there, but the mystery was insanely there. So the first book was horrific, that it was kind of really intense. Then the second one kind of gave you the chills, and it was uncomfortable to read what you were reading. Like, it wasn't comfortable, it wasn't a nice topic. Then the third one was, I got anxious reading the third one. It was murder mystery and it was a bit gruesome. But then the fourth one, there wasn't that much gruesomeness there. So this one, it was just more of a like a whodunit, I'm confused, like puzzle piece, putting things together type of book, and I really enjoyed that. But compared to the rest, it's completely different. So I'm kind of intrigued to what the next book's going to be. I might look into how many books there are going to be, and I'll put it up here. I'll try my hardest. If I don't know, I'll just put a question mark up because I'm just going to do some research. So I honestly don't know. I didn't know this next book was coming up. But yeah, so I need to remove this prompt from the wheel because obviously there's no more books in this series out yet to read. So I'm just going to remove it. And then I do have another one I can replace it with. Okay, so the another one I can replace it with is called Artifacts of the Oronors. I'll put it up here. I do not know how to pronounce that word, so that can be the one I'm going to replace it with. Oh, and the squeak is making me want to internally die. Okay, so I did the next one here, so we'll just spin it. So I'm going to move in closer because this angle is shocking for you to see, and then we can get on to the next book in this series. In this series tracker. In this video, in this vlog, in this... You know what I'm talking about. Right, okay. Oh, Broken Heart. Okay. I can do that. Is the Broken Heart series, is that the one, is that the same author who did The Caraval? Is this what I'm thinking? Because by Stephanie Garber, yes, okay. So I haven't actually started this series, but I do own them. I own them on Kindle. I've recently just finished Spectacular, which came out. And people say you're meant to read that one before you read Once a Broken Heart series. I don't know if that's right. I might have read it the wrong one, but I'm now looking at her Goodreads and I believe it's true. I believe I'm right, but that might not be true. So I do have that on Kindle, so I'm going to get into that one, and I'm insanely excited to get back into that world because if anything, as the Caraval series was, you are constantly confused in this whimsical magical world, and I liked being confused because the character was confused and we're all just confused. We had no idea what was going on, and I really enjoyed that. So I'm going to delete the Criminology of a Character from my Kindle because I've read it. Now I no longer need that in my library because it's just keeping up like sensitive space and storage slots for more books in there. Yeah, okay. So Once a Broken Heart, I have the first and the second one on there. So I'm just going to click on the first one and then we can get this ball rolling. It is 417 pages, so it's a little bit longer than the previous one. Oh, it has a map. I mean, obviously it's not the best quality for you guys or me because I don't have the book. But it says, welcome to the magnificent north, stories be here. stories be here? And it has like 2 mermaids in this there. Yeah, mermaids, not hello. Mermaids and not mermen, which is kind of nice seeing. Okay. Part 1. I've heard the best of the best reviews on this series, and I have just been needing to get through the Caraval series so much because I just want to get on with this, but I have to do it in order, and I'm excited. I'll let you know how it goes. I will be talking to you tomorrow because I'm gonna go to bed, take my makeup off, and maybe put a face mask on. We shall see, but I'll give you an update tomorrow. Bye guys. Have a bit of an update for you. I just want to say the weather today is greyer than greyer. I'm having to put on the big light and a ring light just for me to pick up my features. It is mental and I'm so cold, so goddamn cold. But in relation to the reading, I actually have read quite a bit from Once a Broken Hat, and I am on page 188. It's been 2 days since I last spoke to you guys. I've just been busy with work and stuff, especially with it being the new year. And it's been difficult because I just want to sit down and just read this book constantly. I just want to, that's all I wanted to do. And I've struggled. I have really, really struggled. I am loving this book. Currently, 10-star read. I don't want to go into too much detail, obviously, because I know it's the first in a series, but technically you have to read the Caraval series before you read this one because it's got the backstory of all the characters, how the characters became what they are, and it mentions a lot of like the past stuff. I mean, if you went into this, you'd probably still enjoy it, you just wouldn't have the full knowledge, and I'd probably recommend you go into Once Upon a Broken Hat after reading the Caraval series. I've heard a lot of people talking about how beautiful this book is, and I am just on the same level. I understand. I will always be the type of girl who always likes the bad guy. It's not meant to be. There's this quote, and obviously probably every book girl out there will probably know this, and if you're not a book girly, you might also know this, but the hero will kill you, will let you burn to save the world, right? And then the bad guy will burn the world just to save you. And I understand that on a whole new level after getting involved and getting sucked into the reading world, because usually the good guys are just a little bit too for me. Like, for example, the Light series, right? The good guy's Aura, he's the king. The bad guy's Grim. And through every single one of my like reviews for the books, I've always said, why am I loving Grim so much? He's obviously such the bad guy, and Aura is so nice and it's just cute to see. But the darkness, I'm sucked in by the darkness, and it's toxic as fuck. As you would have seen from last night, I didn't want to record because I was looking a little bit worse for wear. My hair was scraped up, I had no makeup on. I was just having like a nice chilly day, just doing a load of stuff. And there was a part that I read, and it wasn't sad, don't get me wrong. It was like, I know it was fake, but it was like really happy. It really got to my heart, and I started tearing up, and I was like, I have to get this part. I just have to show you guys just a little bit of what I'm currently reading. I didn't expect it to like hit that hard. Usually at the start of a series, the first half of the book is like, alright, I'm enjoying it, but like the feelings usually get in the second half of the book. And because I'm only like 46% through, yeah, I didn't even think to record it, but it took me by surprise. I was not expecting that at all. Like, there's a little bit of a plot twist, and I was like, oh, and then I was like, oh, it was just so insane, so insane. Our girl, Evangeline, is such a cutie little baby bean. She is, I want her in my life. She is just the cutest. Then there's Jax, which is obviously from the Carval series, and he had my heart. You rarely saw him in the first series, but yeah, he is a smooth criminal, and I really liked him. The main character in Carval I wasn't obsessed with. I thought he was a little bit too much of a dick, basically. But Jax was supposed to be the bad guy in the first series, the Carval series, and my heart was drawn to him. So do you know in life there's a bad guy in like a movie or a series or a book, and they're bad to everyone else, but they care about this one single person who has their heart. That's what Jax was like in the Carval series. And then the main guy in the Carval series was a dick to basically everybody, and I didn't vibe with that. I just didn't like him. So I completely forgot that this series is about Jax, because my life is complete. It is done and dusted. I could die happy right now. Like, kill me off, I'm happy. I just want to say one last thing before I pop off and go, because I'm really busy today. I'm meeting my mum, we're going to go shopping, have a nice shopping day. I might take you out with bits and bobs. We're going to TK Maxx, and I love TK Maxx so much. Most of my decor is from TK Maxx, but I'm aware from social media that so much Valentine stuff is out, and I could do with some loving right now. There's nothing wrong with my family, there's nothing wrong with my like relationship. I'm more than happy in whatever's going on, but I like the decoration. The love in the background is just makes my whole thing complete. I've seen a lot of blankets, and I don't need a blanket because I always have this one on, and it's just like green with loads of like swirling bows things on it, and I just think it's kind of nice and cute, and it's so fluffy. So at night time I sit down and I'm just like, and then my legs are off my desk, and it's just such a vibe. But yeah, so I've seen a couple of those, and if I find one I like, then obviously I'm gonna get it. I've seen loads and loads of pillows. I mean, I don't really need a pillow, but for Halloween I did have like a skeleton pillow. I'll put the picture up here, and I loved it so much because I rested it on my lap and I put my Kindle on top of it, and it was like the perfect height. Now it's kind of like quite low, or I have to put my knee up, prop it on my knee, but when I've got the pillow it just props it up perfectly. So I might see if I can get like a cutesy Valentine's pillow that I can have out throughout the whole year, because a lot of that decoration it's just sweet. It's not purposed for Valentine's, and yeah, I'm feeling that. Currently on social media I am just watching hauls, book hauls, yeah, but more so like TK Maxx or TJ Maxx or Target hauls. I mean, over here in the UK we don't have TJ Maxx, we don't have Target, but TJ Maxx and Target are kind of like the same thing, just in different parts of the world, it's just different names. But we don't have a Target over here, which is kind of upsetting. We do have a Costco, but you have to have a membership to get in there, and I don't know if it's like that in every other part of the world. That's what it's like over here, and I don't have one, but me and Dale are actually going to get one this year, so I can pop into Costco and get like a lump sum of stuff. But yes, that's the plan. It says I have 3 hours of the book left. 3 hours and 8 minutes of this book left, so I obviously plan to finish that today. But anyway, yeah, that's my update. I'm gonna go and then I will come back to you probably in like 5 minutes, less than that, with an update. Bye. I can angle it as a good position.
You have to go get anybody behind you.
You can hardly see me in it anyway. I'm scared. I'm so scared. I'm not going to smell it. I feel like smelling it's just the worst thing to do. Cheers. Oh, that smells awful. That's the worst thing I've ever had in my life. That was awful. Burned my throat. Oh no. A little bit of a different scenery. I'm ready for bed. I am tired. I've been reading for a while today and I've been busy obviously shopping, buying all this beautiful stuff. And I did say to you we'll have a debrief tomorrow, and that's probably what I'm going to do still. But I wanted to just say I have finished Once a Broken Heart. I loved it. I did. I really liked it. Not a 5-star read for me. It just had something missing, and I don't know what. I think it was mostly... So basically, with Jax in the Caraval series, he was this flirtatious little beast of a man, and I was really looking forward to seeing that with him. But yeah, he flirted, just not as much as I wanted him to flirt. So I think that let me down a little bit. Just like a little smidgen, little baby thing. But I hope in the next one he's more there. I mean, the cliffhanger was cliffhangering. It was like, surely not, this is not the last page, surely not. And it was the last page. That was interesting. And this kind of was the same style as the previous book, where you're kind of guessing who done it. Was it you? Was it you? Was it you? And I guessed who it was right at the start. So I think that also took away the surprise of who done it, because I kind of knew who did it. So those are the reasons why I didn't rate it a 5-star, but I did thoroughly enjoy it and I'm really excited to move on to the next one. But because I finished that one, I need to choose the next book. So I'm going to bring you guys in and we are going to choose another one. Okay. So I can keep The Broken Heart on because there is still a couple of books left in that. I think, is it a trilogy? Unsure. But yeah, I'm just going to do it and then move on to the next read. Okay, that's exactly in the middle. Like, exactly in the middle. So rather than not choosing something, I'm just gonna... Because the point is me to not to choose the book, so this can choose it for me. Oh, okay. So it landed there last time, and now it's landed there. Okay, so it's landed on the Shatter Me. We can do that, but I have right there, right here, I do have the special edition Shatter Me book, so I might read that one. I do have the standard editions, but just because I have the special edition, I feel like I just should do it. I should just go in and just do it. I maybe just because I felt insane in the dark. So yes, I think I'm going to go on to this edition from Waterstones, and then I can't fully remember how the previous book ended. So I might need to either read the last chapter of the first book to give myself a recap, and then we can move on. But I think there's like 7 books in this series. I'm not sure if that's including the novels. There's a lot. But I ain't read any of those, and I don't plan on reading any of those. I'm just going to read the normal ones. If you do not know what this is about, it's about a girl who has a curse where I think if anyone who touches her, like, dies, and I can't remember how they die. I think they freeze up, but I'm not 100% certain. And then she finds people who can touch her, then she finds like a rebellion, and then she kind of becomes their, like, trident, kind of like in Hunger Games, where she becomes like the sign, like the signal of that rebellion. She's kind of like that in there as well. Cannot remember much about it, so I'll give you more of a recap tomorrow once I'm back in the world, but right now I am pulling a blank. I cannot remember at all, so that is currently where I am. Again, I am shattered, so shattered, so I'm probably going to read a little bit tonight. Hi guys, it's been a couple of days. I have read a little bit, but not a massive amount. I just wanted to kind of like pop on, give you a little update, and then like leave. I feel like I've been vlogging for the entire month and I haven't. I just feel like I need a break because I've been reading a lot of books recently. But I do have an update with Unravel Me. I am loving this edition. I am loving this edition, and I like carrying it around with me because I just feel like real fancy. I'm on chapter 19, so 124, and not gonna lie, it took me a very long time to get back into the routine of this book because I had completely forgotten everything in the first book, because obviously I've read that in 2023 and now it's 2025. I need to stop doing that because it took me pages upon pages to remember where I was. All I want to say is that I didn't realise how much I missed Kenji, and I love him more than the MMC. The MMC, so I'm really loving him. And then I just want to also say Castle can do one. I am not a vibing with Castle. As soon as I started reading this book, I kind of got vibes from him, and those vibes have not left, and it's still here, so I'm just a bit not feeling it. But I cannot remember if I said anything on the matter, but basically Unravel Me is when the world basically goes to shit. So like it's kind of like barren, so the earth itself is really barren. There's loads of like thunderstorms and the weather is shocking and people are needing supplies because, like I said, the world is just not earthing right now. And our girl goes through it in the first book, and it's a bit uncomfortable to read, but basically she has this power where anybody she touches will be paralysed and they will collapse. So she's never had a boyfriend, never kissed anyone, never hugged anybody. Her parents disowned her, so that's not the nicest. But then our main guy comes along and they can touch, and oh my god, it's amazing. And yeah, it continues on like that. But then she finds like a justice team. I cannot think of the word. I've been sitting here for the past like 5-10 minutes before recording this thinking of the goddamn word and I can't think of it. But basically there's a team who fight against the people in charge, kind of like in Hunger Games, and that's where Castle comes from. So Castle is the main guy who's in charge of all those people, and yeah, they don't like our main girl because obviously she's toxic. If you one single touch and she can like kill you. so she's not really getting friends easily, and that's not really nice to see. But in the first book you see her like get people who she can touch, and it's just really nice seeing the happy side of it. And then the start of this book is kind of upsetting. Obviously I don't have an update of how the book's going, like the end goal or anything, because I'm not even halfway through the book. This is almost unread. But I'm going to end the video now because honestly I'm tired. So I just want a week where I do not read anything, because next week I'm also vlogging, I believe. I think. Unsure. But I am honestly so glad I started this like series vlog tracker, because I've now gone down to 3 books that I would not have picked up without this. Like, I knew I was excited to read them, especially the first 2 that I've just read. This one I forgot about, but I'm happy I've actually got to it and I've actually finished it, and now I'm more excited to like continue the series. So I think we're going to continue this, because at the end goal I feel happy about it. I'm going to change it up next time I do this, so it's going to be every maybe once a month, every 2 months. We'll see how I can fit it in my schedule. But yeah, give me your thoughts and opinions down below please, because like I'm not going to do anything that you guys don't like. I know I like it, but what's the point? No one cares. So jam in. Shortly I am going to buy more accessories for my bookshelves and for my room in general, so keep an eye out for that video, because I'm very excited for it, and I'm buying things already and I'm storing it, and I'm not showing you guys, and I'm not putting it up in decoration until that video comes. I do have a couple of pieces there, but you cannot see. I know, I'm sorry. But yeah guys, thank you so much for clicking on today's video, and I guess I'll see you in next week's video. Bye guys. In this series it hello. Excuse me. Yeah.
Probably gonna still put some here for the
Will return for another fairy tale inspired crime in evidence of a folklore. That is not what it reads. That is not what it reads.